afternoon, distinguished President of the Senate. Good afternoon,
Mr. President,
for allowing us to visit you despite your very, very crowded schedule, particularly at this takeoff point. The purpose of this visit, Mr. President, is to congratulate you personally and to congratulate the members of your team, the distinguished senators who are able to come back for the second time or third time or whatever, and those who are new. Having said that, sir, we like to reiterate that we are prepared to continuously work very closely with the leadership of the Senate so that we can continue to achieve our aim of ensuring the stability and safety of the Nigerian banking system in particular and the financial system in general. In the past, I must say that we have worked very closely with the relevant committee of the Senate, that is the Committee on Banking, and we have done a lot in order to ensure, like I said, the stability and safety of the banking system. We've done that through various engagements, seminars, workshops, and in some cases even public hearing that had to do with the repeal and reenactment of our act, which has been on the table for quite some time. And it is our prayer this time around, and your most able leadership will be able to achieve that. During the last dispensation, the House of Reps was able to pass the repeal and reenactment of our act, but we are not able to achieve that from the Senate end. Your Excellency, we are aware of the challenges that the economy is facing, and we are aware of the fact that you cannot have a virile economy without having a stable banking system. And that's why we in NDIC continue to partner with the Central Bank of Nigeria and other stakeholders to ensure that we continue to have effective supervision and regulation of the banking system. As we are all aware, banking system globally is dynamic. It has its challenges, and this is more so in this country. Only recently, a few days ago, for instance, the central bank rolled out its policy going forward in the next 5 years, which is anchored on the strengthening of the Nigerian economy, the diversification of the economy through agriculture in particular, achieving as much as possible single-digit inflation, and ensuring that more and more Nigerians are involved or have access to financial services. And of course, on top of that, ensuring that the economy grows and achieves job creation and elimination or reduction of poverty. We subscribe to that, and our contribution in this regard is to ensure that we effectively supervise the banking system. In the last few years, we have battled with emergence of non-performing loans. We have battled with issues relating to corporate governance in banks. We have battled with issues that have to do with risk management and consumer protection. All these are issues that confront supervisors of financial services industry globally. And these are on the agenda of the Financial Services Regulation and Coordination Committee. This is a committee that comprises the Central Bank, the NDIC, the Pension Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission, as well as the Insurance Commission. As I said, the issue of financial inclusion is very topical globally. We have a lot of statistics that indicate clearly that about 60% or so of Nigerians do not have access to finance. We are all aware of this. People travel to hundreds of kilometers before they reach a branch. There are local governments and communities that do not have a single branch. They do not have ATM machines. They do not have nothing. And you cannot achieve growth without some kind of sustainable financial inclusion. We are working hard to ensure that the situation is changed. Nigeria has signed a couple of years ago to eradicate or to eliminate the problem of access to finance. In other words, to achieve more financial inclusion for its citizenry. Happily, measures have been taken to ensure that we gain more mileage in these areas by way of establishing more microfinance banks, licensing mobile banks, creation of agency banks or agent banks, and now the central bank is trying to license what is referred to as payment service banks. All these are with a view to enlarging the space so that the teeming population of Nigerians will have access to finance. And access to finance, Your Excellency, speaks not only to somebody walking into a bank or using his phone to make transactions, but also allowing the citizen to be able to access information, get help, get small loans in a very responsible manner, so that he or she can be able to pay for the betterment of his livelihood and his business. So we're working very hard to achieve that. Your Excellency, issues that pertain to frauds and forgeries in the banking space also engage our minds, all of us, especially cyber crimes. We are working hard with the Office of the NSA and all other stakeholders to ensure that we minimize the incidences of cyber crimes in our banking system in particular. And the banks are being encouraged to ensure that they have more or less foolproof cyber security system so as to minimize the incidence of hacking, which can result in serious losses to the banking system. And of course, loss of earnings and loss of confidence. I'm also being reminded, Your Excellency, that part of the emerging trends globally in the banking space is the emergence of blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is one example of blockchain technology. These are new innovations that can and do disrupt the traditional banking system. We have emergence of these institutions even here in Nigeria. These are institutions that are non-bank, they are not deposit taking, they are not insured. Yet, because of technology and because of our teaming young people who are technology savvy, you cannot stop this phenomenon. The best any supervisor or regulator can do in this circumstance is to study the phenomenon, see how it can be incorporated into the entire system and supervise, so that again you protect depositors and you protect the economy. But otherwise, these are unstoppable emerging trends globally. So for us, all of these mean that we have to sharpen our skills, we have to develop ourselves, we have to collaborate with one another so that we achieve all of this. Finally, Your Excellency, like I said, we are very much desirous of continuing to have an excellent relationship with you and your colleagues, and especially those who will come on board as members of the banking and finance and banking committee. We will be anxious to engage with them so that they understand these dynamics, so that they can continue to give us support generally, and so that we can be able to fast track the reenactment, the repeal and reenactment of our act. And I am also aware of the fact that there are other proposed legislations before the National Assembly. For instance, the Financial Ombudsman, just mention only one. The Financial Ombudsman has been on the table. It is intended to provide a quasi-judicial framework or institution that will arbitrate between banks or financial services providers and their clients, so as to eliminate these incessant problems or claims of maybe spurious charges and all of that, which discourage a lot of banking community from banking, so that people do not continue to hide their monies in their pillows or in such other undesirable places. Your Excellency, sir, once more, thank you very much for giving us this rare privilege and opportunity to visit you and their members at this very early hours. Thank you very much, sir.
You have to ensure that our banks continue to be safe and strong, that customers or depositors are protected, and I believe that you have done quite well over the years. I want to also assure you that our Committee on Banking, Insurance and other financial institutions, when constituted, will work with you assiduously and very closely to ensure that our citizens are not shortchanged, that our banks continue to provide those services they are meant to provide. The Senate and indeed the National Assembly will start to work on the amendment of the NDIC Act. You know that the last effort expired with the expiration of the 8th National Assembly. And it is important that we start working on it immediately. Our committees are in place, and we'll do that. And I want to assure you that you will have a committee that will work with you very closely. The 9th Senate will be a Senate that will emphasize on oversight, and we want to have a very well-structured oversight system that will ensure from conception of the oversight to reporting to the plenary are followed diligently. We believe that this is the best way to make organizations, institutions, MDS of government to work hard to ensure they meet the expectations of Nigerians and achieve their statutory mandates. So we'll work on that very closely. Nigerian economy, you have a role to play in that economy. And for us, we want to achieve an economy where Nigerians, disadvantaged and advantaged, get equal doses of opportunities. Those at the lowest level of the ladder, the poor ones, particularly the disadvantaged, are given opportunities that ordinarily will not be available. This administration, of course, emphasizes on diversification, and particularly agricultural sector. The banks hardly provide facilities for agricultural products or projects, and this is a big problem. While on one hand, As a government, we want to diversify, we want to encourage agriculture. The facilities are not easily made available. Where they are available, the interest rate, the charges are out of the roof. This is enough to discourage people to go, farmers particularly, to go for banking facilities. And that will definitely undermine every possible effort. We understand the central bank embark on this anchor borrowers program, but we want to see our commercial banks or money banks also providing facilities at affordable interest rates, so that our teeming farmers who are willing to go back to the land have access to those facilities easily. Nigerian economy is our belief must work for Nigerians, regardless of their status. This National Assembly, the National Assembly, will work with their institution, the NDIC, and indeed all government institutions, to ensure that this economy is an economy that will provide an all-inclusive environment for people to grow, to prosper. And I believe that NDIC has an important role to play. Let me at this juncture also refer to what NDIC do or does. The National or Nigerian Agricultural Insurance Corporation, I think, should be properly funded, because when you are asking people to go back to land or embark on agricultural activities, you also need to ensure that they are protected from the vagaries of the weather and other unforeseen fatalities that will happen. Therefore, the National Nigerian Insurance Agricultural Insurance Corporation needs to be at its best. I have no idea how far it is funded, but I believe that in the past, it has not been able to provide the services that it is mandated to provide. So on the whole, we have to work together to ensure that the banking sector provides facilities and opportunities for not only those money bags, but to those also who are disadvantaged. Those peasant farmers, unfortunately, they may not have collaterals, but we have to encourage them, we have to empower them. This country needs not only to achieve full security, but also have security of property and lives. Until we are able to get people do something, and especially through agriculture, where majority of our people can easily key in, Nigeria will continue to experience insecurity as we have it today. So I believe that we are going to be partners in progress, and by the grace of God, this Senate and indeed the National Assembly will work with you to ensure that Nigeria gets a very good deal. Thank you very much.
Just whilst you were giving your remarks, this is a very pleasant day ahead of you. I wish you a very pleasant day. Thank you very much.